Hello one and all, my name is Ryan Bruce, my friends call me Fluff, and today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we revisit an old friend. So some of you may recognize this guitar, some of you may not. This is the guitar that I would consider most pivotal to my current career, my weird career on YouTube and in other areas of the musical industry. However, it all stems from this guitar. This is a limited edition 2009 Schecter Blackjack ATX Solo 6, and I just had it fixed up by my friends at Schecter. We're gonna talk about it. So about 5 years ago when it was like a year after I moved into my current house, I did a video kind of revisiting this guitar as it was at that time, which is how it had been when I put it in a case back in 2014. But this really hadn't been played then since 2014, and that's true till today, right? So this had, I went back and looked, this has had probably 35 or 40 different sets of pickups just from the demos and all of the A/B testing and just my own experimentation, both active and passive pickups over the years since I got this brand new in 2009. So to know where we're going, we got to know where we've been. And my story starts with this guitar back in late 2008. I had been at Boeing for about a year and we had been on strike. We'd been on one of the company's longest historical strikes, being in a union and all that kind of stuff. And we were out of work for 2.5 months, if I remember correctly. It was like 74 days. And coming back, the amount of overtime was basically unlimited. We had to catch up, right? So basically we went from damn near starving as a family to all of a sudden I was working literally 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. And at Boeing, you could, if you pass, or at least at the time, if you worked more than 40 hours, it was time and a half for your pay. And if you worked Sundays, it was double time. And it was an open blank check. You could work 12 hours a day. So you could get to that 40 hours pretty quickly. And long story short, I ended up with enough money in early January. I think I worked that Christmas too, which was triple time, right? So suddenly it was feast or famine, right? And I was feasting and I had enough money. So I thought to buy myself a new guitar. Now keep in mind, at this time, myself and my wife and my daughter were living in an actual former mink farm barn, all right? There were meat grinders down below. I am not even kidding. It was made out of cinder block and it was basically a converted barn that you still had to slide open a big barn door to get in. We were broke. We were super, super broke. And I had enough money, extra money, to maybe afford my first new guitar since I got my Strat behind me in 1995, in the summer of 1995 for my 15th birthday. So I started looking, what did I want? Well, what I wanted at the time was a Les Paul single cut shape, but at a 25.5-inch scale. For some reason at the time, I really remember not liking the shorter scale or thinking I didn't like the shorter scale. I really wanted active pickups and there was literally nothing on the market at that time except the upcoming limited edition Schecter Solo 6 ATX series guitars. Now, there were a production range of these guitars. When you're seeing this, this was a production model from 2012 to 2014. But what Schecter used to do is they used to kind of test the waters. And so they made 50 of each of the three colors in late 2009 or mid 2009 or something like that. and it was walnut, black, and aged white. Now, I wanted the walnut, the reddish looking one, and by the time I got around to actually figure out what I wanted, there was just one left that I could find in the country, and that was at Drum City Guitarland, which is, you know, basically Schecter's dealer for all their custom and one-off and prototype stuff. They are a massive Schecter dealer, and they had one. They had this guitar on their website. I can't remember why, but at the time I didn't believe that they still actually had it in stock because, again, 50 of each color were made. These are really limited edition, and you can tell it's the limited edition one because of the little insignia logo here. The production versions eliminated this for some reason. And I remember calling Drum City Guitarland, and I said, do you still have this aged white Solo 6? I need it right now. I want to buy it right now. And the guy was like, he's like, doesn't know why I'm so excited or like such in a hurry. He's like, I don't know, let me go check in the back. So he comes back, he's like, yeah, I still have it, I'm looking at it right now. And I was like, great, how much is it? And he was like, $750 with no case, $850 with case. And I thought, I only have $700. But I called the wife at the time, and we decided that I should get it because I'd been working my actual ass off at work. So all said and told, I believe the total was $925 with the hard shell case shipped and after taxes and all that kind of stuff. That was the most amount of money I'd ever spent on a guitar, and I got it and I fell in love with it. So what proceeded to happen was this guitar kind of kicked off my curiosity in recording, and there were so many riffs in this guitar, I can't even describe the feeling when I would pick this guitar up. I would pick it up at any given time, at any time of the day, and riffs would just start pouring out of me. It was like a conduit to the riff gods. I can't describe it any other way. All of the Restropose riffs were written on this guitar. All of the demo tunes that I was doing at the time were written on this guitar. This was just my guitar, and I played the hell out of it, really. So by the time 2014 rolled around, I had some other guitars. I was having a little bit of traction on the YouTube channel, and you know, the screw holes on the pickup rings were basically stripped clean. I had so many pickups in this thing. The selector switch no longer worked. It was basically worn out. Some of the frets were a little divoted, and I just had other stuff to play, honestly. And so I put this in a case and got a storage unit, and there it sat for many, many, many years, basically 10 years. So fast forward to about a month ago, and I had Neil and Kevin Scaff on my podcast, I call Top Bunk, and we were talking about Neil's original Schecter, his Hollywood classic Schecter that he used to use back in the homesick days, and that really got me thinking, I should fix up my old Schecter because that was an amazing guitar, and I should have it returned to stock, honestly, because it has all sorts of stuff on it and all this kind of stuff. I should just send it back to Schecter. And that's exactly what I did. So Adam at Schecter, shout out Adam, was nice enough to take in the guitar. They polished and re-leveled the frets, it looks like. They replaced the selector switch. They installed Seymour Duncan Blackouts AHB 2s, basically. They're the alt metals. This came factory with AHB 1 Blackouts, but I just wanted I wanted the alt metals. This is basically what I put in it when I got it right away anyway, so it gets a historical pass. But other than that, it's got all new pots. Everything's basically lubed up, tuned up. The neck was reset straight, And you know, there's some finish checking that you can't really see on camera. It's starting to happen, but otherwise, this is as it was when I got it. A little bit more faded though. And if you want to get one of these guitars, you can find some of the production models every once in a while, and they'll pop up for like $600 still. These are a sleeper guitar. Set neck construction, 25.5-inch scale, factory Duncans. So sick, so sick. I had this in B for a long time. I now have this in drop C sharp, and I'm gonna put it back into regular use. It's going in the rack after I filmed this video, and it will live amongst my expensive PRS Tremonti guitars and my custom Music Man Stingray guitars. This deserves to be seen and played again. And I literally owe everything to this guitar. Real talk, I don't want to be dramatic. I owe everything to this guitar because it just, it set me on a course, which I am still on today. Do you have a guitar that really had this same effect for you? I'm curious to see what kind of guitars and what kind of equipment really kind of struck a nerve with you guys in your own individual playing journey. Let me know in the comments. And with that, that's all I have for you today. You've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.